can't see it. Okay, can already. What's with the filter? I look so fake, bro.
No, it's not a filter.
Oh, that does not look like me.
It's not filter. I'm using a filter.
Oh, I look so white.
No, the lighting.
Oh. Oh my god, me too shushu. Need to off the filters.
No, that's not filter.
No, it's like
You mean the chicken?
no, it's like auto. Never mind, there's nobody now.
I will get it.
Oh, hi Mariah. Hi Mariah. Lights are back. What do you mean by lights are back? Yeah, Jason, it's the enhancement. I off already.
Oh, so it's
Yeah. Okay. How's your day going, Mariah? What do you mean by lights are back? As in the English tuition light, is it? Sorry. Thank you. Hi Norsha. Hi Stevie. Okay, we'll wait a while longer. Yeah. Mariah, do you want to entertain me? How's your day going? And what do you mean by the question? Hi Milo Pengkao. You're sleeping? Then why are you on the live? Okay, but it is indeed a good weather to sleep. It's like raining. Hi Francis. But yeah, it is indeed a very nice weather to sleep in. To entertain, or is it like white noise? So the more I speak and then you're just like dozing off. Something like ASMR. I know some people they need ASMR to sleep. Yeah. But I can't. I feel like if I use ASMR to sleep, I won't get enough rest. Like my brain is still moving, so I'll still wake up tired. Hi Eugene. English lessons are boring, so you get sleepy. Are you calling me boring? Okay, but you can interact with me. Then it won't be that boring, you know? Don't always have to be just answering questions. You can ask me about random stuff. But again, every time I say that, but nobody actually like really asks random stuff. It's quite hard to think of random stuff to ask also. No? Okay. I got no response to that. have fun sleeping, I guess. Hi, why not me? Hi, Pop. Okay, so we'll wait a while longer for more people to come in. Then I'll I'll promote our June holiday programs once again for those loyal viewers. Yeah, like a broken recorder at this point for the June holiday program, but it's fine. It's fine. Maybe I'll begin the paper at about 4:35 when more people joins. Hi, Cosmic Powers. Okay, but oh, hi, 面包. Welcome to the live. Why the layout keep changing one? What do you mean the layout keep changing? Wasn't it the same as the live just now? Actually, this layout, we've been using this layout since Thursday, if I'm not wrong. But yeah, I think Sunday was different. But right now we're experimenting with this one to see if it's better, like clearer to see. The promo is too distracting. Oh, the SG60 promo. Hi, Gola. Mariah, so you just prefer having two screens, is it? Or like zero promotion? But anyway, I thought you say you're just sleeping. You're just here for the noise. Hi, 买肚子疼，但我还是乱吃. The old school way. Okay, no, we're not using the whiteboard. I actually don't really like to use the whiteboard though. I prefer to use like this format because the questions are clearer. You're here for both. Oh. SG about to retire in 7 years. Where do you hear that from? So what's gonna happen in 7 years? Hi, Raiden. Okay, there's hi Nuru, hi Dira. Okay, there's a bit more people now. So let me just do a quick promo for our June holiday programs before I begin the paper. So as you guys know, we do have holiday programs, and the one that I'm going to promote today, as you can tell, is June holiday, okay? But the main point is that there's an early bird promo. If you sign up for any of the courses before the end of the month, you will get okay, let's just start off with all the courses. You will get Writers at Work Model Composition ebook, $50 voucher for our new regular programs. But for new PSLE Compo Writing Crash Course students, the very first course or program that you can see there, you will get an additional freebie of PSLE Masterclass ebook Get a Grip. Okay? And also for this particular course, you can do entirely online or entirely offline. That means physically in centers. But you can't do a hybrid of both, okay? And we have courses from primary 1 to primary 6, so everyone has something, okay? So if you're interested, do remember to sign up before the end of this month to get freebies on top of signing up for classes, okay? And I would say it's a good experience to try whether you like our classes, and if you like, you can maybe sign up for regular programs. And you get $50 voucher off regular programs if you sign up by the end of this month. So that's another good deal, okay? Mariah says, I look like someone that goes on Twitch every day. I don't I mean Jason's nodding his head, but no, I don't go on Twitch. I don't watch Twitch. I've been making good use of my Netflix account. Okay, but hi Eddie, welcome back. Hi Bear Bear. Eddie, do you wanna ask any questions, or are you just here to answer questions again today? But thanks for liking the live, Eddie. Okay, before I begin, let me get a sip of water. Okay, so today we are doing 2022 P5 Methodist EOY questions. You just hear from me? Okay, but honestly, okay, I'll take that, I guess. But if you want to ask any questions, do feel free, okay? Please. Please, so I have something to answer, and I'm not just going through questions. Okay, but anyways, anyone want to choose a particular section? If not, I'll just begin with grammar MCQ, as always. Hi, Red Roses Pink. Hi, EJ. Okay, seems like no one has an opinion. So let's begin with grammar MCQ. Okay, so there blank no one in the classroom right now. Everyone has left for the day. So what do you think should be the answer? Is it is, are, was, or were? Eddie or Mariah, you guys want to try? Or Mian Bao? I don't know where Mian Bao goes. She always like, oh, I shouldn't assume, but I think it's a she. Not sure. But yeah, she always types one comment and disappears. Hi, Nigel. Okay, so there blank no one in the classroom right now. Everyone has left for the day. So over here, the correct answer is, okay, because no one is singular subject. And it fits the present tense context, because the day. So past tense is out, plural is out, therefore it is. Pretty simple question. Okay. If there are anyone that's viewing this live and you have certain questions, don't always have to be pertaining to English. If it's English, I'll answer to the best of my ability. If it's something random and I know about it, I'll also answer it, okay? Just nothing too invasive. Okay, if I blanked to the library yesterday, I would have met the author of my favorite novel. She was there to promote her latest book. If I went, had gone, have gone, or had been going. So this is past, simple past. This is past perfect. Remember, participle is always perfect. This is present perfect. Hi Cookie, hi Chi Weng. Had been going is past. Thanks so much for answering, Eddie. I am very touched right now. Okay, so past perfect continuous, okay? So what do you need here? This is a third conditional sentence. That means hypothetical situations. So usually there's if over here you would put past perfect, okay? So to had gone is right, okay? In some cases they won't use if, they would use would have. Would have, you also use the past participle, okay? Okay, moving on. Good job, Eddie. I'm more appreciative that you answered, but yes, good job getting it right. Okay, Joey was thrilled when he overheard his parents blank that they were throwing him a birthday party. So is it say, said, have said, or were saying? Okay, I'll give you a thumbs up, and then the chick will do something for you, Eddie. Oh, it's not doing anything. Hold on. It's supposed to give the heart shape thing. Yeah, okay, it's showing now. Hi, Heart Zach. Okay, so Joey was thrilled when he overheard his parents blank that they were throwing him a birthday party. Is it say, said, have said, or were saying? Okay, so you say for. Anyone anyone else wants to try? Hi, Alyssa. Welcome to the live. So say, what is say? Say is just simple present. Said is simple past. Have said is present perfect. And this is present continuous. Okay, so over here, this is reported speech, right? And then over here, you see the verb overheard. So after this, you should put something. Whoa, what's with this filter? Why I got sharp? Okay, but quite cute. So over here, you should put the base form of the verb. Okay, so over here, the base form of the verb, which is say, the verb is say, and the base form of it is say. Okay, Jason's having fun with the filter. Okay, so not was thrilled when he overheard his parents were saying that. Okay, were saying is continuous, and it's not necessary to say that this thing was happening for some time here. That's why over here the correct answer is 1, so say. Hi Alyssa. Oh, thanks for the heart, Alyssa. This format is way better than assume than before, which I agree, but Mariah doesn't seem to agree. Mariah just likes the whiteboard. Hi Sujumat. Hi Hiragi, welcome back. Is it welcome back? I feel like I remember you before. How did I get a filter? No. Admin Jason's putting he was playing around with the filters. Okay. But pretty entertaining, right? Okay, let's move on to question 4. So this is blank painting in the entire museum. Simon exclaims, staring adoringly at the Mona Lisa. So Eddie says 3 for this, the most beautiful. Okay. So over here, museum. Remember how to spell museum, guys. Some students don't really know how to spell this word because it's quite confusing with the double U's. Double U's, not W, okay? Okay, so who is this? I don't know, I came out of like Valorant or something. Okay, this is the what painting in the entire museum. So the museum has a lot of painting, right? So over here we should use a superlative term. Okay, remember comparative is always 2. You compare between 2 things. And if 3 or more, it's always superlative. Okay, so over here, more is comparative. What is going on? And then here is superlative. Saying very is just extremely. I'm not comparing with anything. Okay, it's just by itself. So over here, Eddie is indeed correct to use the superlative form, the most beautiful. Also, okay, before I move on, superlative usually end in est. For the words that don't end in est, right, they'll use more or most. Okay, for more, the words will end with er. Usually that's the case. Okay, next. Shanti blank. Okay, Shanti blank. I look up to will be migrating to France next month. So remember this kind of questions, right? Who, whom, which, whose. Yeah, usually it's this few. So simple question. Not simple. Common question. Okay. Hi, Mamika. So Eddie says 2. So Shanti blank I look up to will be migrating to France next month. I also want to migrate to a different country. Okay, but I haven't been to France. It seems quite romantic though. Okay, so whom I look up to. So it's correct because Shanti is the object of this verb. Come to Korea. Are you from Korea? I just came back from Korea actually. Hi Raymond Ng. Okay, Eddie, let me know if you are from Korea while I continue explaining this question, okay? So over here, remember, hi Stanker. Birthday celebration was fun. Okay, the max I can do for you is clap for you, okay? But I hope you had a memorable birthday. Hi Jesse. So remember, whom is always when the person is seen as the object of the verb. Who is subject, which is usually used for things, not people. Okay, and whose. It's not here, but I'll write it down. You're from Venezuela, but you work in Korea. Wow. Okay. That sounds like a very interesting life. What do you? Okay, I shouldn't ask you to divulge too much things online also, but yeah, I went to Korea for like 7-8 days recently. Okay, so but yeah, I went before I started working here. It was quite fun. I went with my friends. Okay, so whose is always to show idea of possession or ownership. Okay, so whoever, what does whoever mean? Whoever is just a subject pronoun. Okay, and whichever is not appropriate for when you're referring to a person. Okay, remember which is things. It was rainy and cold. You saw the cherry blossom trees. No, when I went in February, it was still snow. Actually, it wasn't really snowing, but it was still like negative degrees. But yeah, it only snowed on one day when I was there. I actually like the cold though. Like I felt like it wasn't that cold, or maybe it's just my body type. Okay, Miss Tam asked her pupils to cut blank the dotted line on their activity sheets to make a perfect circle for their paper clocks. Clocks. Oh, what am I saying? For their paper clocks, yes. Hi, do you know BTS? Hi, ship emoji. Welcome to the live. Okay, so Miss Tam asked her pupils to cut what? Tree. Cut along. Okay, anyone else wants to try? There are quite a few people. Tanker, do you want to try? Hi, Kong Kum. Oh, thanks for sharing the live, Owen Nings. I don't know if I got the username right, but yes. Hi, Zodium. Okay, so cut along. That's the right preposition, okay? It's the standard phrasing for saying you want to cut along a marked line, basically alignment with something. Usually it's a line, okay? Cut up. Cut up doesn't make sense in this context. Cut up is to usually like create something. They say it's a uneven passage of heavy vehicles or animals, or if in informal or emotion wise, it's like the person's quite distressed. Okay, next, cut down. Cut down, usually you cut down on something like cut down on salt, cut down on sugar, or cut down the amount of time that you spend playing games, something like that. Cut between refers to space, not suitable here. Okay, so over here it's right to say cut along. Hi, CS. Okay, blank his father's warning about the impending thunderstorm. Yan Hao left the house to play football. So is this owing to, in line with, contrary to, or as a result of? Hi Muhammad. Good afternoon. Sorry, I think the front part is Abdullah. I didn't want to butcher it, so I'll just call you Muhammad. Okay. Hopefully, I'm not being offensive or anything, but do let me know. Okay, you say three here, contrary to. But welcome to the live. Okay. If you want to, okay, you say four as a result of. Thanks for trying the question. Okay, let's go through. So, blank his father's warning about the impending thunderstorm. Yan Hao left the house to play football. So, owing to and in line with that nobody chose, it's out. Owing to means because of, so don't make sense here. In line with means to agree with something. Okay, then contrary to means opposite of what is expected or advised. Okay, wow, now I got strawberry on me. Okay, so let me add a doing. So, and as a result of means something happened. Hi, Kareen. Because of something else. Kareen, your profile picture reminds me of a Furby. Although it's not really exactly a Furby, but yes, somewhat similar. But hi, Kareen, welcome to the live. Okay, for those that just joined the live, feel free to ask any questions, okay? If it's pertaining to English, I'll answer to the best of my abilities. If it's anything else other than that, I'll also try to answer to the best of my abilities. But not anything that's too invasive of my privacy, yeah? Hi, Cherry. Thanks for liking the live. Okay, so next year you're gonna have WA1, so you must contribute on learning. As in contribute to this live. But all the best for WA1. But is it WA1? I thought WA1 was over. Usually this timing is WA2 if I'm not wrong. Hi Royston Low. Yeah, okay, so WA2. For all subjects, is it? Yeah, P5. Oh, just nice. Okay, this paper isn't that old. It's still recent, I would say. It's 2022 P5 Methodist EOY paper, okay? So if you do want to give it a shot and you want to try, you can just put your answers down in the comment section. So I realized I look very white. I look so white just now. No, it's English WA1. Oh, okay. Is it compo or like MCQ paper 2 kind? Okay, so over here shouldn't be as a result of, because over here it's against warning. Okay, it's the opposite of what his father advised. So contrary to is the correct answer. Okay, sorry, I think I sidetracked a bit for those that were waiting for the answer. I apologize. Okay, having raced up the stairs, Rohan blanked for a sip of water before heading to the examination hall. So is it stop, stopped, has stopped, or had stopped? 2. Okay. Anyone else? Hi Yana. So over here they said having raised, right? So having raised, it sets your the context in the past. So your next verb here should be simple past to have a parallel sentence structure. Okay. So over here the simple past tense of stop is stopped. Hi Pro Roblox. Hello, welcome back. I feel like I saw this profile picture and username before also. Okay, but yes, welcome back. Okay, so over here, Eddie and Kareen, you guys are right, okay? Okay, next, moving on. Yesterday, we decided that you would buy the movie tickets blank. I reminded my best friend Min An. So, Kareen, you said 4. Wouldn't we? So, remember, quick refresher, question tag, okay? Question tag, if the front part of your question is positive, the back will be negative, and vice versa. Hi, Ilgo. Is that Korean? I don't know. Eddie, why not you tell me? Is that Korean? But hi, welcome to the live. Thanks for commenting. Okay, so you said 2. Eddie also said 2. Okay, so what is the correct answer here? So we need to see that we need to see the front part of the question, whether it's positive or negative, in order to choose the correct option at the back. So over here, we decided that this is positive. There's nothing negative of this question. The opposite on the question, okay, should be the opposite of the question, okay? Maybe it's a typo. So if the front part is positive, the back part we should have a negative, correct? So the options you guys chose are negative, so correct. But what's the difference is that wouldn't we, this would and this starts with did, okay? So wouldn't we doesn't really match the simple verb decided. So this doesn't match. Usually if you have you use a verb that's not specified, right? Usually you would use did, because it's like do something, doing something. Okay? So over here it should be didn't we. Usually you only follow the actual word when, like, let's say heaven or um shouldn't, this kind, if the front part of your sentence use the same word. Okay? Or the same word but in a different form. If not, you would use did or didn't. That's the go-to one. Okay, next. This filter. Okay, a crowd of onlookers gathered around the street performer and whispered among blank in hushed tones as she started singing her first song. So, what pronoun should you use? So it said for. Kareen says for themselves. Oh, did someone give a gift or something? I don't think I don't know if I saw wrongly. Rose. Oh, thanks to the person. What's the username? Kate. Thanks, Kate. Sorry, I didn't get a good glimpse of it. But yeah, I was looking at the question. Okay. Oh yeah, I saw the Alyssa one. Okay, so a crowd of onlookers gathered around the street performer and whispered among themselves in harsh tones as she started singing her first song. So that is right, because over here we are referring to a crowd of onlookers. So plural. So herself, yourself are out. Ourselves is first person, so it means the speaker, there should be a speaker or a narrator there. Then over here, it doesn't match, okay? So you're right, Kareen. Good job. Okay, so with that, we are done with not question 10. Oh my god, what am I saying? we are done with grammar MCQ. So let's move on to vocab MCQ. Unless Karine, you want to choose a particular section. You can choose from editing, vocab MCQ, compre close, and S&T. Those are the remaining few sections. I don't like one of the singer that sing your favorite songs. Who's the singer? Okay, Kate wants editing. Okay, let's move to editing then. Thanks for the rose, by the way, Kate. Okay. Hopefully this editing wouldn't be too hard. Okay, let me adjust the question. Yong Kai. Oh, I assume you like blue then. I don't know if I'm being stereotypical. They're so cute. Thanks 10 for your compliment. As always, loyal fan. I'm just kidding. But yeah, thanks for always joining the live. But I don't know how Yong Kai looks like. I'm sorry. I know he sings blue, but I don't know how he looks like. Okay, so let's begin. Is this card? Okay, yeah. It's just nice. Okay, do you have an interest in gardening? Are you keen to meet other like-minded people? You can do that by building a community garden in your neighborhood. Community gardens are common spaces where people of different demographics come together to create, develop. How do you spell develop? Question 39. Kate, I hope to see you answering since you chose this section. Highway. Okay, you answered. Okay, so it's spelled D-E-V-E-L-O-P. Anyone else? Anyway, talking about gardening, right? I had a phase where I was into gardening. And then slowly, everything died. I don't have green fingers. Wait, is that a saying? How am I not saying the wrong thing? Hold on. Yeah, green fingers or green thumb. Usually it's green fingers, I would say. Hi, Hannah. But yeah, green fingers basically mean people that are naturally like talented with growing plants. Okay, like no matter what they do, the plants always come out so healthy, so beautiful. But yeah, not mine. Mine's the mine's the opposite of that. And I lost interest, so yes. Okay, so you guys are right. Develop. Kate, where do you go, Kate? Do you want to answer the question? Or this is not tested in your WA1? Okay, but if you want to talk about other stuff with me, like your favorite singer and all, you can just type it in the comment section, okay? Okay, next. Develop and sustain a gardening space in their locality. How do you spell locality? Also, for those that don't know, locality is just a noun form of the word local. Local is adjective, like, oh, this is a local area, or these are locals of this country, okay? Actually, if you use locals, it's not an adjective already, but yeah, in that particular sentence. So develop and sustain a gardening space in their locality. Anyone wants to try how to spell locality? Locality. Okay, anyone else agrees with Hannah? Hi, Hari. Hi, JQL. Kate. Okay, Kate spells it the same way. Anyone else? Hi, Masrina. Hi, Jessie. Okay, so you guys are... Oh, okay. 10 spelled the same way. Okay. Seems like this paper wouldn't be as hard as I thought. So you guys are all right. Okay? Wow, you guys are all very smart. Okay. Next. Community gardens provide a platform for people to bond with the widest community while drawing us closer to nature in our cityscape. So what should it be? To bond with the what community? So there's nothing wrong with the spelling of widest, right? So what's wrong here is a grammar mistake. So this is superlative. But how many things are you comparing? They do not directly say how many things we are comparing, but you can tell from the sentence structure. Provides a platform for people to bond with the what community. So if you usually say something like this, right? I mean, this is where you're at now. You're only bonding with these few people. And then if you use the word like wide, wider, or widest, you would say maybe something that's much bigger. So technically you're comparing between two things, right? So two things you use comparative. So what's the comparative form of the word wide? Widest is its superlative. So what is the comparative? Anyone wants to try? Hi, no shares. Kate10, Alhana, or Kareen, do you guys want to try? Hi, Hakim. Hi, Vion. Thanks for commenting. White. Okay, white, that's not comparing anything 1-0. So Vion is right. So it's wider, okay? So wide is just its plain adjective. Oh, this is a very wide river, something like that. Wider is when I'm comparing between two things, which is wider. Then when it's superlative, three or more, I would say this is the widest. Okay? Not widening. That's completely different already. That's not about comparison. Over here we're talking about comparison. So you see the two circles that I drew. So this kind of sentence structure is saying that, oh, right now you're at 1. You're only bonding with the amount of people in within your vicinity, something like that, like hypothetical situation, okay? And then they're saying this community garden provides a platform for you to bond with even more people. So it's comparing between scenario 1 and scenario 2. So you're comparing between two things. So it's comparative, okay? So wider community. Hopefully that clears any doubts or questions. If you still have any doubts or questions, just let me know. I'll try to rephrase it. Okay, while drawing us closer to nature in our cityscape, in addition to sowing edible crops, so how would you spell sowing? There's no S-O-I-N-G, right? So this is definitely a spelling error. Hi, Patrick. Huh? Sowing, S-O-W-I-N-G. Okay, anyone else? Okay, anyone else wants to try how to spell sowing? Hi, Sean. Although I don't know if it's pronounced Sean. Okay, but Vion is right, okay? Also, Vion, what is your profile picture? Books? Oh no, it's the cup porridge chicken. Okay. Get me. I thought it was studious. Like it was just all assessment books or something. Okay. So in addition to sowing edible crops, community gardens also help to attraction wildlife. Okay, so this is the wrong word form. So what should be the correct word here? Kate, you say attract. Kate, do you only answer quickly when you know the answer? Okay, if you guys don't know, you guys can try, okay, or ask me for hints. Okay, seems like this is pretty simple. Everyone says attract. Hi, RMCJ. Okay, so correct. So also help to attract wildlife to our urban greenery. Wow, this is a funny spelling. So how do you spell greenery? Okay, 10 says Greenery. Yeah, I feel like I said the wrong one just now. But yes, urban greenery. Anyone else? Okay, Vion spells it the same way. Hi Moo, welcome to the live. Okay, anyone else? Anyone else? Kate, do you want to try? Also, where did Kareen go? I thought she had WA1. Okay, but yes, you guys are right. Okay, so greenery. Okay, thanks to these pockets of green spaces, tropical birds and butterflies are increased becoming. So how do you spell tropical? Over here is a spelling error. Hi Johnnyson David. Mo, what's with the paparazzi filter? Oh, there's something if I do this. Okay, hold on guys. We're experimenting with new filters. Oh wow. Okay. I did not expect that. Huh? Do again. Okay. Okay, so it reverts it back. Okay. Okay, entertainment for you guys. Okay, but yeah, you guys all spelled it right. So tropical. Tropical, okay? Next. Tropical birds and butterflies are increased becoming a common sight in our neighborhoods and communities. Are what? Wow, look like the Japanese, the anime fox, like the spirit one. Okay, now I got freckles. So this is the wrong word form. Thanks for sending another rose, Kate. So what's wrong with this here? Butterflies are increased becoming a common sight. What should it be? How do you send filter? What do you mean how do I send filter? Or as in you have a particular filter you want to put on me, is it? You can just type it down. I mean Jason will do it for you. He'll be more than happy to do that. Hi Noah. But yeah, if you have the name of the filter, or even better if you know what specific section is under in like TikTok Live Studio, then yeah, it'll make things easier to find. Okay. So over here it should be increasingly becoming a common sight in our neighborhoods and communities. Okay. Oh, was this the teacher with circle filter that time? No, it's different. Okay. Wow, I look so fair. What a vampire. Okay, from the start of our nationwide gardening move. Okay, let's start with the first one. What preposition? Okay, so what do you change from to? Hi, Billy Block. Is this Clarissa? Hi, Avocado. Okay, so over here, if you see, the start, right? Usually, what word you use with start is since, okay? And why is because the back says, since the start, blank, the number of community gardens had increased significantly. Okay, so usually you use since to do this. If not, another way to use since is for linking actions and consequences, cause and effects. Since this happened, therefore this is the result. Okay. Billy Blob. I wasn't the one that chose the filter. Okay, but yes. Since the start of our nationwide gardening move, so what do you change move to? Over here, it's the correct spelling but wrong word form, so it's a grammar mistake. Billy Blob, do you want to answer? Initiative. Wait, no, this 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 editing, right? If it's correct spelling and it's a grammar mistake, either change the tense, the word form, or a different word from the same class, like let's say prepositions or articles. Okay, so Kate says movement, so correct, so you change this, change the word form. So of our nationwide gardening movement, community in bloom, the number of community gardens had increased significantly. So this is past tense, so this is the wrong tense. This is pretty straightforward, right? So what should you change it to? Hi Jaeyoon, why my filter like that? Okay, Jason, someone complained. I'll have admin Jason to change the filter now. Okay, so the number of community gardens has, correct. So Billy Blob is right. So has increased significantly. Today there are over 1,800 community gardens, beautifying and adding vibrancy. Okay, so usually this chapter is pretty simple. The simple part is that usually they will form or make the syllable of the wrong word sound like the correct word. Okay, so you just need to read it properly and then you know what they're asking for. Okay, James, this is a better filter. If not, admin Jason will change again. But welcome to the live. I don't think I've seen you before. Okay, so adding vibrancy to our community spaces. How do you spell vibrancy? Hi Bob. Hi Rainbow Bunny. Kate, do you want to try spelling vibrancy? Or anyone? Oh, suddenly there's no one answering. Hi Clayton. Okay, to to not waste time, I'll just show you. Okay, Vion. Vibrancy. Correct. Okay, so vibrancy. Good one to know how to spell and use also, okay? No competition. Thanks, Vion, for answering, and you got it absolutely right. Okay. Yes, indeed, it deserves a clap. Okay, I said a clap, but I clapped many times. Okay, but yes, contradictory. Okay, but anyway, so now we're done with editing. So you're left with S&T, Compre Close, and Vocab MCQ. Vion, do you want to choose since you're like the only active person here? Hi, Caroline. If you don't want to choose, then I'll just move on to the next section, which is... Actually, no, I don't want to do Compre Close with no one answering. That's a bit sad. Is this is the Compre Close? No, this is editing, but the next section is Compre Close. You can take a look and see if it's the one you want. Hi, Jam33. 10, what's with the awkward emoji? Okay, but I know it's quite awkward that I keep saying this kind of thing. It's kind of pick me, not gonna lie. Okay, but yes. Is this the one that you want? Okay, you want to try Compre Close? Okay, sure. I'll help you out, okay? I'll give you the clues. I'll tell you where to find them. Hi, Fluff Babies. Hi, Alfred. Okay, so let's see. Hold on, let me move it a little. Okay, still covered. Sorry, pardon the wait, guys. Hi, Xiaomi Fan. Okay, that's nice. Okay, the shrimp filling wrapped in yellow dumpling skin looks and tastes like any dumpling from a dim sum restaurant. However, the shrimp did not come what the sea, but was grown from the animal's stem cells in the laboratory. Come what? What preposition would you put here? Hi, Dayang. Hi, 0.314. From. Oh, hi. Welcome back, Kate. So, did not come from. Correct preposition, okay? So, come from a certain place. Hi, Nurulin. Welcome back. Hi, Sira. Welcome to the live. Actually, no, I feel like I saw that Joker emoji, that Joker card emoji before. Not sure if I'm remembering a different person or remembering it wrongly. But hi, welcome everyone to the live. Thanks for commenting. Okay, so come from is the correct from is the correct preposition to use here, and come from is the phrasal verb, okay? Like where this person originate from. In this case, it's the shrimp. Okay. Thanks for the follow, Pika Bob TCG. Whoa, TCG, isn't that the Pokemon card game? Okay, hi Gemma. So its creator is STEM biologist Sandhya Sriram, yeah, whose company Shiok Meats is the first cell-based meat company in Southeast Asia. A few years ago, the biologist took the what? Okay, still pick up Bob sharing the live, but thanks for the share. Okay, the biologist took the what of real shrimps. Okay, cells. Anyone else? Also, for those that don't know what is cell-based meat, right? It's basically they take cells from whatever meat that you want to produce. I'm not sure if it's specifically from that certain meat or they grow their own cells, but basically these cells will develop at a faster rate, and usually it's cheaper if I'm not wrong. I remember reading an article about it in JC, but it's quite some time back. So yeah, pardon if I'm saying the wrong things. But yes, usually this are produced much faster compared to raising the real life animal. And usually it tastes the same. DNA, okay, you can't feed DNA. You only can feed the cells, okay? So this is a bit scientific, but yes, it is indeed cells. Took the cells of real shrimps, fed them with a liquid full of nutrients, and then waited for them to multiply. Also, if I'm not wrong, I think Singapore is trying to do this. Or they tried, but it's trying to make it more large scale. Okay. Isn't DNA two works? What do you mean isn't DNA two works? Okay, it's gonna get a bit scientific, but basically DNA is your gene, okay? And that is just what your body will code. Something in your body will code.
It says that isn't DNA two words.
Yeah, two words. Wait, let me. Yeah.
Does it mean by DNA?
Yeah. The person. Yeah, Beyonce said it's words, not works. Yeah, I thought she meant like TOO, like typo. Yeah. Okay, why am I stuttering so much today? But yeah, DNA. Let me see. If I'm not wrong, it's two words. Yeah, it's two words. So DNA is just the short form, is the acronym of it. Okay, the real thing is deoxyribonucleic acid. Yeah. Okay, it's getting very sciencey. Okay, next. The cells became shrimp meat between 4 weeks. So between, what word do you use between with? What's the word pair to show range? Hi ha. Between two, cannot be two. If you want to use two, you would use the word from, okay? From something to something. Choose a number from 1 to 10. But if you use between, you cannot use two. Yes, so you use n. Correct, Dion. So remember this, guys. Two, apart from okay, wait, I'll just talk about this first. Between, use with and to show range. Another way to show range is from and to, okay? But to in SNT also has a different word pair. It's with prefer. Prefer and to, okay? Okay, but thanks for trying, everyone. Okay, next, such cell-based meat could reduce our dependency what while caught shrimps. Again, another preposition. So, dependency on what? Hi, Lydia. Okay, anyone wants to try? Reduce our dependency on wild-caught shrimps. Okay. Okay, anyone agrees with Vion and Nurulane? Or anyone has any differing opinions? Hi, QS Tan, QS. Okay, if not, you guys are right, okay? That's the right preposition. Depend on someone, depend on something. So, dependency on wild-caught shrimps, which has caused problems for the environment. Shrimps typically... Oh, scared me. I thought my phone switched to a different line. Okay. Shrimps typically live at the what of the ocean? Okay, wait, this filter is scary. Hi, Sri Devi. So, shrimps typically live at the... Okay, Vion says bottom. Kate also says bottom. Anyone else agrees? So, they typically live at the what of the ocean? Anyone else wants to try? Calling once, calling twice? Okay, it seems like no one. Okay, so it's correct. Typically living at the bottom of the ocean, where the majority of what life lives. So ocean is what? What do you describe things that live in the ocean? I'm pretty sure you guys heard of this term before. It's not living things. So, okay, Beyonce, marine life. Very good. So anything that lives in the sea, they're called marine life, okay? Marine life lives. Fishing for shrimps involves scraping the ocean floor. Blank harms other marine life such as sea turtles and starfish. Also, if you guys read on, you would see that they use marine life here. So sometimes if you don't know, don't panic. Just continue reading on. Maybe your answer will be somewhere. Or your hint will be somewhere. Okay? Usually it's more of the hint, not the answer. Okay. Fishing for shrimps involves scraping the ocean floor. What harms other marine life? Hi, JG. So what do you put here? I'll give you guys a clue. It's one of the W's. Okay, correct. Vion is right. So which, okay? Scraping the ocean floor, which harms other marine life such as sea turtles and starfish. This damages the ecosystem. We are also fishing more shrimps, blank they can reproduce. Hi to the watermelon emoji person. So we are also fishing more shrimps, what they can reproduce. So over here, they are comparing. So comparing, use what word here? Comparing between how the frequency of us the frequency of us fishing and depleting this population, and comparing to how fast they can reproduce. Okay, anyone want to try? Hi Zach. Starts with a T. So fishing more shrimps, what they can reproduce. When you compare two things together, this is faster what this new system is faster what the old system. Hi Mike Wazowski. Okay, I'll just give you guys the answer. Okay, so compare is then. Remember, it's not THEN. THEN is to show timelines when this event happened. So this is comparing. So THAN. Okay, more shrimps than, and usually use more than together. More than they can reproduce. Hi Nurulin. Over time, overfishing shrimps can what their extinction. Hi Pingu. It reminds me of the show I watched last time. Hi Richard. While shrimp farming, okay, no, that was the next one already. Over time, overfishing shrimps can what their extinction. So this is what? This is effect, right? Then over here, it will be the cause. So this can cause their extinction, okay? Or in other words, actions and consequences. And actions lead to or cause consequences. Okay, next, while shrimp farming is common today, it has its what too? So remember what we have read so far. The previous paragraph was telling you all the bad things that shrimp fishing does, right? Hi Tennessee. So since they're telling you it's common today and the previous paragraph are telling you all the negative thing, and we wouldn't say it has its negatives too, right? So you'd say it has its downsides too. Okay, basically it's cons. If you say it has its cons too, I would accept it also. Okay, it requires a lot of space. Okay, I said the answer, but this is space. A lot of space, which farmers do not have, because you need space to grow. You need space to grow. What do you call that word? It's not crops, but like let's say cows, pigs, fishes. You need a lot of space to rear them. Okay. Okay. As a result, there is overcrowding in the shrimp farms. Yeah. Anyway, that's the clue. Overcrowding. That means you don't have enough space. Hi, Javier. So this quickly pollutes the water and what the animals sick. 62 is mix and makes the animals sick. Correct. Okay, next. Some farmers what antibiotics to the shrimps to prevent this. Hi, Ryan or Ryan. Some farmers what antibiotics to the shrimp. So this is like medicine or food, right? In a sense. Hi, OEM Xiaomimi or XMM. So over here, yes, so you guys are right. So OEM and Beyond, you guys are right. So some farmers feed antibiotics to the shrimps to prevent this. Eating too much of such shrimps can be bad for our what? Because they are eating all these antibiotics. In this medicine may not be medicine for us. So it may in fact harm us. Yeah, you guys are right. So be bad for our health. Okay, last one for Compre Close. Cell-based meat offers an alternative, and therefore the what of the government is to grow at least 1/3 of our food by 2030. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I read something about this like this before. Yeah, pretty sure they ended off like this also. The aim of the government is to grow at least 1/3 of our food by 2030. Okay, Vion is right once again. Hi Hanjay. So this is to ensure that we will have enough to eat even as global warming reduces the availability of food across the world. Okay, so this is a actual real life issue, guys, and this is why they are promoting insects also, because they are rich in protein and there is abundance of insects. Although the idea of it is not appealing to, I can't say many. I feel like some people are open to the idea. Some people say it's nice, but I haven't tried it myself. So, okay, I'll move to S and T next. If anyone wants to try, we only got a few minutes left before I end the live. So yeah, I'll probably do like 1 to 3 questions, probably 3 questions, depending on how fast it goes. Then I need to do a promo for the June holiday program again before I end the live. Okay, does anyone want to try SNT? Johan was displeased. He was eliminated in the qualifying round of the competition. Hi, Mao Mao Qiu. So much what? Remember this? Usually when you see much, okay, sometimes they are nice, they give you much too. If not, it's usually just much. Then you need to know to use too. So over here, much to what, right? Usually it's a feeling or emotion. So what it does is basically to show that this person was feeling this emotion very strongly. That's what much to this thing means. Okay, thanks for trying, guys. Much to his displeasure, John was eliminated in the qualifying round of the competition. Okay, Hanjay says, much to his displeasure, John was eliminated in the qualifying round of the competition. Okay, so same as Vion. Vion say turn verb into noun. Yes, basically that's what you need to do to get this question right. The rest you just write down. But yeah, just now I explained about what this much to sentence structure tells you. Okay, so both of them are right. So much to his displeasure, Johan was eliminated in the qualifying round of the competition. This is why it's pretty important to know how to turn verbs into nouns, nouns into verbs, vice versa, okay? Not only is it important in SNT, usually SNT will only test one such question, but in this case, if I'm not wrong, this paper tests 2. Yeah, the next one is also the same. But yeah, apart from that, editing you need to know how to change it, because it tests word forms also. Okay, hi Cindy. Okay, so next, she's very humble. Everyone in class respects her. So because of. So what is this? What should you change it to? So because of shows cause and effect. Okay, and it's to link things together. Okay, so everyone's Vion, Nurlin, Hanji. Let me see if you guys said the same thing. Okay, all about the same. Hanji, I think you missed out her humility, like who it belongs to. Okay, but yes. Hi Red Panda. Oh, hi FXQZ. Thanks for commenting. Everyone in class respects her because of her humbleness. Humbleness. Hold on. If I'm not. Oh, hi Red Panda. Thanks for answering. What's this paper? 2022 P5 Methodist Girls School EY paper. Okay, wait, hold on. Okay, humbleness is fine also because they are both interchangeable and both nouns. Okay, so Everyone in class respects her. But usually I see humility more commonly, more often, because of her humility or humbleness, okay? But this is less common. But it's a good thing to know. But in this case, I'll accept both. Hi, Zixian. Okay, next, last one. Rani kept to herself at the party as she was too shy to mingle with the other guests. So being what? Over here, you just need to change the phrase. Beyond says, being too shy to mingle with the other guests, Rani kept to herself at the party. Okay, anyone else wants to try? So the phrase being too something, in this case being too shy, explains the reason for the action. Okay? Red Panda, being too shy to mingle with the other guests at the party, Rani kept to herself. To mingle with the other guests at the party. Okay, also the same. Just putting it in a different form, but still mentions the same essential ideas. So you guys are right. So being too shy to mingle. Oh, Hanji kept to herself. Okay, Hanji, remember for SNT, right? Whatever that's given a question or rather sentence, if you don't use it, just write it back, okay? So over here, you left out at the party. So I need to know what's the location because the question told me it's at the party. So being too shy to mingle with the other guests, Rani kept to herself at the party. Okay, so you guys are right. So basically, the few SNT questions we did are more of changing word forms. Okay, anyway, before I leave, because the live is ending soon in a minute, just once again for those people that weren't here at the start of the live, June holiday program promo once again. Sorry if I'm being a broken recorder, but yes. So if you sign up by the end of this month, for any of the courses here, you're guaranteed to get our own Writers at Work Model Composition ebook, $50 voucher for new regular program. So let's say you join the holiday program and you realize, ooh, I kind of like this tuition center's teaching style. Then you can sign up for regular programs and get $50 off. Okay? And lastly, for new PSI compo writing crash course, which can be done either entirely online or offline, basically physically in our centers, not a hybrid, remember, only entirely purely one of the either. You can get additional PSLE Masterclass ebook Get a Grip. Okay? So if you sign up for the primary 1 to primary 6 programs, you don't get this PSLE Masterclass ebook. You only get it if you sign up for compo writing crash course. Okay? But yes, with that, I shall end the live. Thanks everyone for watching, and I'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye bye.